In the past, I saw like some question types, read and aloud little bit. So this kind of question and listen and repeat. So I just did in the past a lot of chunking, or I have the tendency to record my own voice to read and then doing this kind of thing. So I also know every single language has four modules or parts like listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So listening is an input of speaking. On the other hand, reading is an input of our writing. So that's the ending point. I love to learn the language, not a specific language kind of proficiency test.
I see, I see. So, are you planning to study or work abroad?
In the past, I would like to go overseas for my higher studies, but
Mhm.
I just come from Bangladesh, and Bangladeshi people have a huge emotional thing. So I
Mm.
have a mother, and her age is 77, and now she doesn't allow me to go overseas. So that's why I just switch my planning, and I would like to do the international language proficiency test, not PTE,
Mm,
but in
mm.
the future, whenever I will chance, at that moment, maybe I will take PT or IELTS, this kind of test.
Great, great. Well, you seem to know a lot about English language, learning English, and exams. So I'm pretty sure this workshop is going to be useful for you.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you for
I
sharing.
also
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, Tabir. Tabir, did I say your name correctly? And MG So. All right, so I think it's time to start. Everybody, welcome. Just a little introduction about myself. My name is Christine. I'm one of the PTE trainers here on e-English. I've been teaching online since 2010. And for the past years, I've been helping and coaching and guiding students to reach their target scores in IELTS, TOEFL, TOEIC, Cambridge exams, and also PTE. So today I'm very excited that you're all here with me because we are going to look at one task in the PTE, which is the write essay task. And I'm confident, I'm positive that it can help you boost your writing skills for the PTE. But of course, this knowledge can also help you for other proficiency exams as well. And also, please stick around at the end because we have some exciting announcements at the end of the workshop. All right, so let's show our screen so I can properly introduce our topic for today. We're going to work on writing today, okay? So in the PTE exam, we have a write essay task, and today's topic is about this. We're going to be looking at some tips and procedures on how to write an essay like a pro, okay? So we're going to be working on two things today, the planning and the structure. All right. So in this session, we're going to look exactly at what the PTE write essay task requires and how you can make it easier for yourself with a solid plan and structure. We'll do a few writing activities as well. So I encourage everybody to participate. All right. If you want some feedback, you can share your notes and your ideas. And we'll also share some steps, especially the next steps for you if you'd like more support. All right, so here we go. Our objectives for today's workshop is by the end of the session, you'll be able to understand the format and the scoring of the PTE Write Essay task. You'll learn how to plan your ideas clearly before writing, which is a very important step. Use a structured format that improves organization and coherence, and also, have an idea based on this format. You can also develop your own format. And lastly, I would love to see you all build confidence in writing essays under time pressure. All right, so let's see. We have the uh, first item. Let's take a look at the task format and scoring explains. Can anybody here, anybody else tell me in the chat? You can type it in the chat. Who among you here is currently preparing for the PTE? Who has a target date to take the PTE exam? Who has a target score? please feel free to type it in the chat. You can also unmute yourself and tell me, all right? So if any of you here is currently preparing for the PT exam, let me know in the chat. So this one should be something that you would also like to pay attention to. Okay, when taking the PTE, we're looking at the following to help guide you. Okay, these are really important guidelines, helpful, useful guidelines for you. In the right essay task, you'll be given one essay prompt. In the test, you'll have 20 minutes to write between 200 and 300 words. How will you be scored on? You'll be scored on the following criteria. First is content. So you can ask yourself, did you write the answer to the question clearly? Okay, were you able to address the question, or did you go off topic? Okay. Second is structure and coherence. Did you properly apply an introduction, body, and conclusion format and structure? Are your ideas organized with clear paragraphs? Or were you mainly just writing messy notes? Okay, so yeah, structure and coherence. Third one is grammar. So are your sentences accurate and varied? Were you able to use a mix of simple and complex sentences? Were you able to apply proper sentence fluency? Sentence fluency means you're able to use a variety of different sentences, short sentences, long sentences, so that it doesn't sound like robotic, okay? And the last one is vocabulary. Vocabulary is also very important here. Were you able to use precise and appropriate words? For the PTE essay, you'll be scored on how well you are familiar with or well-versed with academic vocabulary, depending on the prompt, the writing prompt, right? And yes, so basically that's it. If you're talking about precise words, were you able to use precise words like employability instead of jobs, for example? Okay, so I haven't heard from the others. Can I get any volunteers to talk with me? This is, you can consider it as a class, okay? We want to make it as interactive as possible. It's not a presentation or a lecture. Can anybody tell me what you recall about the last essay that you have written, okay? So anybody, here's the question. Talk about the last essay you've written. Which is the most challenging or difficult for you? Is it coming up with ideas, maintaining correct grammar, or the time pressure?
Well, in my point of view, it varies person to person. First of all, maybe time management is really crucial for every person, because whenever I try to write down something at that moment, I have little bit idea about writing, and those students, they are just do the practice generally or persistently, they can easily get the idea, grammar, and other things. But sometimes it's still, though we have the idea and other things, but we are really getting trouble to fulfill 200 or 300 words, like the time management. So this is the most difficult parts in my point of view.
I see. Thank you for sharing, Shohel. Excellent ideas. Well done. All right, so now let's look at our first activity. So for those that I haven't heard from yet, please share your ideas later. Oh yes, maybe somebody can read out our prompt. So who wants to do it? Anybody? Nan, hello, welcome. Would you like to read our prompt?
If you allow me, then I can, but there are another participant, so that's why I just,
yes.
they have to also participate with us.
Yes, thank you, Shohal. I really appreciate your participation. You are very active in this discussion. Does anybody want to? They're very shy. All right, go ahead, Shohal. Please read our prompt.
Thank you so much. Activity 1, asset planning and basic outline prompt. Some people believe that schools should focus more on practical skills than theoretical knowledge. Do you agree or disagree?
All right. So this is an example of a writing prompt. This is an example of a write essay question, okay, task question. So you'll be given an idea, and in this idea, you can agree or disagree. All right. So let's take a look. Let's take a closer look. What is the topic? What is the question? Or
The
what
question
is
is, schools should focus more on practical skill than theoretical skill. So school always focus the practical skill. This is the question. This is the
yes,
statement. So I am agree or disagree. This is my opinion. I can agree with this statement or not. This is totally depend on myself.
that's great. Excellent. So the idea, the topic is practical skills versus theoretical knowledge.
Yes.
Farouk, welcome Farouk and Vina. Hello, guys. Hi, Farouk.
Hello,
How are
this is
you?
Farooq.
Welcome
I'm
to the
fine,
webinar
thank you. I'm from Bangladesh.
from
I
Bangladesh.
also Bangladesh.
Yes, we have a lot of participants from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. And Bangladeshi
Great.
people are really shy. We are not allowed to talk to
I
other just
see. I see. Uh-huh. Okay, and Veena is here as well. Veena, would you like to tell me whether you agree or disagree with our prompt? Just tell me agree or disagree. No response from Veena. Tabir, do you agree or disagree? Practical skills means teaching students about things that can be useful in daily life. Or should we focus on teaching theoretical knowledge, such as things that we can learn in the book? Anybody? I have So. Can I hear So? Or Farouk? We also have Meisha. So, would you like to type? Would you like to type in the chat, everybody? Do you agree or disagree?
Yes,
So there
I
are,
agree, madam.
yes, thank you. Somebody agrees. Does anybody disagree? Is it better to teach children or students in school about the content in the book? Or should we focus more on teaching them? Okay, Nazim probably likes the idea, agrees with it. All right. So we could agree or disagree. And there are one thing that's great about writing an essay on a particular topic is that there are always different ways to write about, whether you agree or disagree. There's always a strong argument, right, to support your opinion. So I think I want to talk to Shohel again. Shohel, since you told me earlier you could either agree or disagree, can you pick one? Can you pick one opinion, whether you agree or disagree, and think about two main supporting ideas why you think theoretical or practical knowledge is more important?
Okay, though this is a controversial thing in my point of view, but I really love to take the practical skill because which is really important. Why I'm saying that, because if you talk about the lab, like computer lab, every single school, we just get the lab, but we are just know about the theoretical things, how to operate the computer. There are some like character, and there is turn on button. So theoretical knowledge is 20% good to know about the basic things about the product or other things. But if I don't know 80% about the practical, then in the future life, that would be worst scenario for me. So that's why I really love to learn the practical thing. And I also request to the others, they should also know about the practical things. So if I give you another example, like I know very well how to ride a bicycle by theoretically, not the practically. I know I have to get on a like the cycle, and then it has a handle and then brakes and pedal. So if I memorize all these things, and if I just take my exam, and maybe I will get 100% number by theoretically again and again, but that doesn't matter whenever I first time try to ride on my bicycle, maybe I will be collapse. Okay, so that's why I really think that the practical knowledge is far, far better than the theoretical knowledge.
Thank you so much, Shohel. I totally agree with you. There are some subject matters, there are some topics in which it's important to understand and analyze theoretical knowledge first. So, for example, it's good for building a strong foundation, especially for advanced studies, advanced math, for example, science, medicine. It also encourages critical thinking and innovation. But for daily life, practical knowledge is really useful, like using how to use the computer, right? Or communication, for example. If we learn about all of the theories that involve what's effective communication about, but if we don't apply what we've learned, then we won't exactly be 100% successful. Yes, Meisha. Yes, Meisha, do you have an idea that you would like to share about a topic? Would you agree or disagree? Yes, so. I'm sorry, I can't quite hear that. Hello? So, okay. All right. So, I think I would like to request you to mute. Yes, thank you. You mute your microphone if you don't have a question, but please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, okay? So for this topic, we have the topic about practical skills versus theoretical knowledge. Let's take a look at a sample structure. How can we develop our ideas so that we can answer the question accurately? Let's think about an introduction and a conclusion, but later we're also going to work on this. But when you make a structure and when you make a plan on how to write it, think about 4 parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. For your body, you can come up with 2 body paragraphs. Okay, so for the introduction, probably you can say something like school should focus more on practical skills because they prepare students for real world challenges. I would suggest rephrasing, actually. I would suggest rephrasing or paraphrasing the question prompt so that you can showcase your skills in using a variety of expressions, right? So how can we paraphrase this one? Anybody who has an idea? This sentence for the introduction, it looks very, very similar to the question, to the prompt. So if we're going to say this in a different way, how else can we rephrase this one? Okay. Say, Tabir is asking, can I use template in writing an essay? While we don't fully encourage sticking to templates, we agree that it is very useful in practicing. So there are some expressions, there are some phrases that you can keep in mind, you can store in mind, because these can come in handy when you structure your essay. All right, does that answer your question, Tabir? Don't strictly focus on memorizing every little word, every single word in your template, but use the template as your guide, because this sample structure is actually quite similar to memorizing a template, right? So, but we don't fully encourage it, but it's very, very useful, especially when you're practicing. Tavir, would you like to tell me if you agree or not with our prompt? You can write it, okay, right in the essay. All right, so we have paraphrase. Shohel, any ideas?
Yes, I can share a little bit ideas. Okay, so I can say institutions concentrates more on the realistic skills of knowledge because they try to make their students' life to get the beneficial life in their long run.
Excellent. Well done. So we can use applied knowledge. We can use institutions instead of schools. So replace them with synonyms or other words that sound the same. So you can also say by focusing on applied knowledge, for example, schools can equip students with the tools they need to succeed in the real world. So after coming up with your introduction, you now think about two body topics or ideas. For example, practical skills are directly useful in daily life, such as budgeting or cooking, and they also increase employability by teaching problem solving and teamwork. After that, you come up with a sentence or an idea for your conclusion. Practical skills make students more adaptable and ready for the future. If you've seen some of our quick tips, okay, I encourage you to visit our Facebook page. You'll see some quick tips about writing as well. And in one of the quick tips, if you see that about the conclusion, is that we don't add a new idea in the conclusion. The conclusion is merely a restatement of your thesis, of your book, of your introduction. Yes. All right. So there you go. Okay, now it's your turn. We have another prompt. We have the same prompt, sorry. Some people believe the schools should focus on practical skills than theoretical knowledge. Do you agree or disagree? First, decide if you agree or disagree. Make your own outline with two main ideas, like Shohel did earlier. We'll use your outline or your ideas in another activity later on. You can share your ideas in the chat if you would like some feedback. Okay, so this is for everyone. Maisha, Farouk. So what you can write in the chat is whether you agree or disagree. You can write A or D and two main ideas that you can work on. That would be the content of your body paragraph. Okay, so I'm going to be waiting for your responses. Please put it in the chat as we move on to activity 2. So for activity 2, let's write the introductions and conclusions. These two are important, okay? Every part is important, but the two of the most important are the introduction and the conclusion. Why are they important, especially the introduction? What makes the introduction important when writing an essay, especially doing a PTE write essay task? It's important because this is where you put your main ideas, right? It's important because this is where you put your main answer to the question. And the other sentences and paragraphs that follow are just supporting statements. The conclusion is important because it's a restatement of your introduction. Thank you for writing your answer, Tabir. Tabir says he agrees with teaching practical skills because they help individuals solve problems and gain valuable experience. So your body paragraphs could focus on these two, Tabir. For your body paragraph A, you can develop the idea of how it helps individuals solve problems. You can add examples for that. And then for your body paragraph 2, you can focus more on how it can help students gain valuable experience through practical knowledge. All right, thank you. Please, the others, you can also share your thoughts. Nan, Vina, Nazim, So, and Maisha. All right, so let's look at a new prompt. We have a new prompt here. Some people think that working from home should become the new normal. To what extent do you agree or disagree? All right, so here is our topic. We have a sample introduction and conclusion. Let's take a look at why these are, well, I would like to ask if you think it's a good introduction or if you have any other feedback or ways to improve it. Okay, can I get any volunteers to read our sample introduction? Those that I haven't heard from yet. Are you all available to read it out? Who would like just to read the introduction?
Should I?
Yes, please, Shohel. Go ahead.
So, a simple introduction. In recent years, remote work has become increasingly popular due to advances in technology and changing attitudes toward offline culture. I strongly agree that working from home should become the new normal because it increases productivity and improves work-life balance.
All right. So, Shohel, please share your thoughts. What do you think about this introduction? Does it directly answer the question? Does it go off topic? Is it a good introduction?
Definitely, this is a good introduction because I just agree strongly, and also I just give the another reason. Working from home should become the new normal because we also say the cause, like it increases productivity and improve work-life balance. So undoubtedly, this is the good introduction. And I just really wonder about writing the freehand writing. So I don't know, maybe people will be angry a little bit with me. They always try to know about the template, but this is very disgusting thing because after getting the good numbers about PT, whenever they will go the overseas for their study purpose, at that moment they have to again do the writing again, just listen the lecturer's voice. So at that moment, that would be really awkward whenever they're trying to get any kind of language proficiency test and they are trying to do the template or the other things.
It's like preparing just for the exam, right? But for you, you are more focused on preparing yourself and developing yourselves.
Of
Your,
course,
your,
be
your right.
not the
Yeah.
technical like that.
Yes. So with that constant writing practice and training yourself and looking at sample writing, it can help you improve your writing
Yes,
skills in the
I
long
can give
term.
you. I can give you like the theoretical. That means you just give me this
Mm,
answer and I just memorize it. But I never
mhm,
like do that. I can change it due to because of thanks to going to on account of. Okay, so I'm really
mhm,
able to changing many words from there. In recent times, I can say nowadays. Okay, at present
mhm,
and recent decades. So if I just memorize this kind of simple answer, or if I just like to or tend to do the same thing again and again, then that will be a mass of in my future life. So that's why I'm not focusing too much theoretical, 20 or 10%, and then I try to do the practical things.
Great, great. Thank you. Well said. We have another input. Thank you, Tabir, for your input. So Tabir was trying to give us an example to support this topic. For example, due to COVID lockdowns, I'm now working from home and I save at least 10 hours each week that would otherwise be spent traveling. So yeah, it's a new normal since COVID. It's true. I totally agree. And does it improve your productivity? I just wonder, Tibir. Do you find yourself more productive that you are working from home? And do you also think that it improves your work-life balance? Or are you working harder since you have a lot of time to focus on your work at home? So yeah, that's another idea that we can include here after the introduction. So anyway, this is just the introduction. Why is it perfect? Because it gives us the answer. We already get the answer, whether you agree or disagree. And we have a supporting idea. It's like we already get the reason why the writer agrees. In your body paragraphs, that's where you explain your two ideas, right? And here's a simple conclusion. So in conclusion, working from home offers clear benefits for both employees and employers. It allows for greater flexibility and efficiency, and I believe it should be embraced as the standard of way of working in the future. So we don't have new ideas here. It is merely a wrap up. It's just a conclusion. Somebody sent me a message. Oh, yes. Okay. So Tavir completely believes that working from home is better. Yes. This saves time in traveling and from an office and leads to higher levels of efficiency. Okay. Therefore, employers should try to offer their workers this option whenever possible. Okay, great. Now let's go back to thinking about your introduction and conclusion. So I Still looking for some participation from the others. We have a new prompt. Okay, new prompt. We're going back to academics. The new prompt is, some people believe that final year high school students should be allowed to choose only the subjects they are most interested in. Do you agree or disagree? Okay, so take about 5 minutes, write your introduction and conclusion based on this prompt. And I would like to see your ideas here. If you don't want to write it and you just want to say it out loud, it's okay. Feel free to let me know. But for those of you who don't want to say it out loud, what you're going to do with this prompt is to come up with your introduction and conclusion. The ideas are the same. The conclusion is just a restatement of your introduction. All right, so I'll be quiet for a few minutes to give you time to think. How's everyone doing? So who would like to share an idea for an introduction? What could be a good introduction to answer this prompt? Anybody? Would you agree or disagree? Okay, so yes, Vina. Go ahead, Vina.
All right, let me just try. So, I firmly believe that senior high school students must follow the state curriculum rather than choosing their subject or subjects of interest, especially during their final years in high school, because they are preparing themselves to go to college, and that is another jungle to fight on. So they
Great job. Yes, great job. Very good. So let's try to make it more concise, Vina, as it is only the introduction. You can reword this and add more details, such as the examples in your body paragraph. Okay,
Yeah.
so great, great. It's a great point. So you can say something like, I firmly believe, I believe you said, I firmly believe, right? That students in their final year in high school should be allowed to choose the subjects that they are most interested in. Yes. And for two reasons, you can give two reasons.
Okay.
Hmm.
First, the main reason is since this is their final year in high school and they're going to college. This is the time where they prepare themselves into another phase of their life, which is college years. And the second is whatever or the standard curriculum is not written. Let me just rephrase it. The state standard curriculum was written in order for the student to attain the specific knowledge or the competencies needed for their next level of education.
Yes, that's great. And then what would your conclusion look like?
So, in conclusion, or therefore, students are not allowed to choose their subjects of interest during their final years in high school, because it is for their benefit as well, in order to prepare them in facing another challenging job during college, or maybe some of them, if they cannot be able to go to college because, let's say, their budgets, their financial situations are not that they cannot afford to educate themselves, or they are not financially well off. That is another way also to train themselves into facing or into preparing themselves to find a job. So
By being
whatever necessary skills and competencies that the state set in the curriculum during the final years in high school, it should be followed.
All right. Okay, so in this answer, in your ideas for the introduction and conclusion, it seems to me that there are contradictory opinions. I would suggest sticking to one, whether you agree or disagree, and then make sure that your introduction and your conclusion are within the same opinion.
Yeah.
So
I said in my introduction, I firmly disagree. I firmly believe that, let me just,
I see.
I firmly believe that senior high school students must follow the state curriculum rather than choosing their subjects of interest.
I see. Then it perfectly aligns. Thank you, Vina. Then it perfectly aligns. Well done.
Thank you.
Perfect. Any other ideas? Where is it? Oh, okay. Oh, Tabir also has an idea. So Tabir says, I agree with the idea that final year high school students should be allowed to focus on the subjects that they are most interested in. Okay, so you replaced choose with focus. That is very good. Allowing students to specialize at this stage not only increases motivation, but also better prepares them for future careers or high school or higher education. And then he went on to do the body as well. Very good. So you have firstly, and then to explain it. Secondly, however, okay, you have another additional idea that kind of like equates to the opposite of it. However, it's important to ensure that students have a basic knowledge of essential areas like literacy and numeracy. We can also do this in your body paragraph. You can add an additional body paragraph number 3. In conclusion, I believe that allowing final year students to choose the subjects they're most interested in is a positive step. It promotes motivation, improves performance, and aligns education with future goals, provided some basic subjects remain compulsory. This writing is perfect. Well done. Yes. So even if you made another additional idea that kind of supports the opposite opinion, well, you're still able to wrap everything up in the conclusion. Thank you for sharing. Well done. Well done. Okay. Any others? Nisha? Okay, let's move on to the third activity for today. So Tabir has given us his full body paragraph. Vina, feel free as well to give me an idea about what you feel could be inserted in the body paragraph, okay? You could choose the topic that you have written your introduction and conclusion about, or you can take a look at our first prompt, which is practical skills versus theoretical knowledge. So what would be a good body paragraph for your opinion, whether you agree or disagree? So you can use the structure, topic, sentence, state your reason, explanation or detail, give an example, and don't forget to use transition expressions or words to keep it smooth. All right. So I did not hear from you earlier, Vina. What do you think about this prompt? Do you agree or disagree?
More on practical skills. Yes, I believe schools or our institutions should focus mainly on practical skills rather than theoretical, because when we say theoretical, it's just the foundation. I mean, the history, the philosophy behind that, skills or knowledge. However, when we say it's practical, it's the application of what you have learned. It's how you use the skills you've earned at school or inside the institution in your real world performance. So I believe practical skills are much more, or practical the institution.
Okay, great. So yes, that could be the ideas in the body. So we can add some examples to support why practical skills are necessary. Theoretical skills also play a good role in foundation. I totally agree with you. But without the practical skills, the students are not ready for the real world, right? Unless they do some practice or applied knowledge. Yes. Excellent. Great job. Okay, so here is a let's see, sample model example. Let's see, we have Tabir here. Okay, Tabir gave an example. Agree, switch school. Okay, thank you. Yes, this is very good, Tabir. You have your first reason, and then secondly, many jobs today require hands-on experience. Okay, very good. So Tabir has given his answer for a sample body paragraph. Well done. Well done. This is great. Okay, I would like to, yes, Shohel, do you have anything to share?
Sorry, madam. I just saw several of the students. They are like to share the other things, so I really love to listen it. Okay, so
Thank
if they
you.
do
Thank
participate a lot, so that would be really fruitful thing for us.
Thank you, Shohel. Yes, I agree. I agree. So everybody, if you still have some ideas to share in the chat, you can type it. All right. And I'm going to move on to the full body paragraph. Okay. So here is a model answer for our full body paragraph related to applied knowledge versus theoretical knowledge. Okay, so firstly, learning practical skills increases a student's ability to apply knowledge in real life situations. For example, being able to cook, manage a budget, or organize a schedule. are all useful tasks that prepare students for adult life. So this is very similar to what we heard from Vina earlier. These skills are often more immediately relevant than memorizing theoretical concepts, which may not transfer directly to the real world. Okay, now let's end our session with this final activity. It's on concise planning practice, okay? So concise planning can help you create quick and effective outlines. For those who haven't shared their thoughts yet, here's another chance for you to practice. This time, you're not going to give your paragraphs. You're just going to give me some key ideas on how you would plan, okay, on how you would plan to write this essay. So here's a new prompt. Some people believe that parents should limit the amount of time children spend using technology. Do you agree or disagree? Okay, so can you tell me how you would outline your essay? Like we did in the beginning in activity 1, we did an introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and conclusion. Include your opinion, whether you agree or disagree, and give 2 supporting points. So again, you don't need to write full sentences, just some ideas on how you think you can plan or structure your writing if you are to answer this in the right essay task. All right, so anybody, you can share, you can unmute yourself and share your ideas, or you can type it in the chat. The question is, how would you plan to outline your ideas before writing the essay? Also, I would just like to add that when you're practicing, for those of you who are preparing to actually take the PTE exam, when you're practicing for the right essay task, it would be useful to give yourself time limit, because during the actual exam, you'll be under time pressure. Well, you have 20 minutes, so probably for many of you, 20 minutes is a lot. For some, 20 minutes is not a lot of time. What can help you is when you train yourself during practice time. So set a timer, and you can also think of how many minutes you're going to give yourself for planning or outlining your essay, how many minutes you're going to give yourself for writing. All right. So for the others, who else would like to share? The question is, how are you going to plan to write for this? Okay, we have an answer from Tabir. Thank you, Tabir. For Tabir, he was able to write so fast. This is so fast, Tabir, okay? So I agree that parents should limit the amount of time children spend using technology. It's a very good and plain and simple introduction, plain and simple hook that answers the question directly, that doesn't go off topic. And then you gave your reason. While technology offers many benefits, such as access to educational resources and opportunities for creativity, excessive screen time can negatively affect a child's development. Okay, and then you gave me your 2 body paragraphs. First, too much time on screens can harm children's physical health. So I imagine that in your outline, you wrote body paragraph 1, harmful to physical health. For example, long hours spent on using phones or tablets can lead to eye strain, poor posture, and lack of exercise. This can contribute to problems such as obesity and sleep disorders. Second body paragraph, I imagine that in your outline, you could write the keyword impact on social development. So you said, second, overuse of technology can impact social development. Your example is, when children spend most of their time online, they may miss out on real-life interactions with family and friends. These face-to-face experiences are important for developing communication skills and emotional intelligence. However, this does not mean that all technology use is bad. So I can see a pattern with your writing, style here, that you give me an introduction, you give two supporting ideas in separate body paragraphs, and then there is a leeway for some, like, it's a way for you to show how open-minded you are with the alternative opinion, right? So there's like another additional idea, and it's good. It's also good to use this kind of structure. And then you have a conclusion. I believe parents should set healthy boundaries on technology use. Great. Anybody else? Does anybody else have another answer? One more idea to share.
So it depends about my skill. I can paraphrase the question, and then I can give the two opposite ideas, and after that I should give my own opinion, and then first paragraph I just write down the positive, and then second paragraph negative. But the conclusion part, I have to refresh the introduction part, nothing else. So I or we can say two supportive ideas, and then body first paragraph I can support on ideas, and like I can write down the topic sentence and give the detail for example, and then result. And the another part, moreover, we can set the another supporting idea, and then again we can do the conclusion, which is rephrase or restate the introduction.
Great, great. Thank you for sharing, Shohab. And if you find it difficult, if you're struggling to come up with so many ideas in such a limited time, then you can focus on briefly giving the introduction, two main points, and then conclusion. That would be enough. If you feel more confident to include an additional idea, then that would be really great, and it can also boost your score in your writing. All right, so there you go. I guess we are done with the sharing. Thank you for sharing your ideas. For those who would like to share more, you can write it in the chat. So now I'm going to take the time to show you a sample full essay. You can take a screenshot if you want. This covers the topic about practical skills versus theoretical knowledge. So here is the introduction. So if you would like, you can take a screenshot. I'm going to switch to the next page in a few seconds. And you can also read, okay, a suggested answer, suggested writing output. Body paragraph 1.
If you don't mind, you can also give us this PDF through our email or WhatsApp. That would be really fruitful for us. We can research it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if I can get someone to send it, but yeah, I'll ask if it's possible. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So here you have your first body paragraph. We see a topic sentence with a clear point. We see a real example with linking expression, with transitional phrases. Here is the second body paragraph. And finally, a conclusion, which is a restatement of the main answer of the introduction. All right, so some writing features to notice here is that we see a hook. What is a hook? That is a strong topic sentence. It's a bold thesis statement that should be present in the introduction. That is why immediately in the introduction, we say if we agree or disagree, and a quick explanation about our reasons. And then we elaborate on that in the body paragraphs. Second, we also see sentence fluency. We see complex and compound sentences to express detailed ideas. We see some transitional phrases and expressions. We see connectives, linking words like, for example, secondly, in conclusion. We also see precise topic sentences and realistic examples. And finally, the structure is clear because you made an outline before writing it. Okay, you also give explanations and example. All right, so for all of the prompts, for all of the topics that I gave you today, if you want to go ahead and turn it into a full essay, if you want to write it down as your own homework, feel free feel free to do that and send it back to us for feedback. I highly encourage it. Okay, so let's summarize and wrap up what we did today. We learned that it is important to always plan your essay before writing. You can take 1, 2, or 3 minutes from the 20-minute limit to plan it out. It's important to calm down and organize your thoughts, write a basic outline with keywords before you start writing. Second, following a clear structure of introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion will always get you a good score in the right essay task, because now the PTE exam is also going to be scored by humans. So they're going to focus on looking at your content. If you focus on using templates, maybe a human evaluator will be able to detect that, will be able to see that. So it's important to blend your ideas together. Watch out for small grammar errors. That would also be a point against you. So make sure that you brush up on your grammar. And then use real examples and academic vocabulary or precise words that can really express your ideas, okay? For extra tips, set a timer to help you become comfortable in writing about a topic in 20 minutes. Asking a teacher for feedback whenever possible can also be useful. All right, so that's it for today's webinar. Well, if you're ready to keep improving, the English teachers are here and we're waiting for you. How to reach us? You can scan these codes and contact us via Facebook or WhatsApp. You've also sent your, please make sure that everybody send their email addresses here in the chat, because Hannah is going to contact you. Hannah is our course consultant. Those who are actually preparing for the PTE or planning to prepare for the PTE exam and are planning to study or work abroad, you can contact her and get more information and grab the chance, I believe, the final chance to avail of our 40% discount on all courses. So for any questions regarding the course, feel free to contact Hannah and she will gladly answer all of your questions. All right, so I hope everyone did their own practice. I hope everyone did that. You're welcome, Tabir. You've been very participative today. Thank you so much. But we still have about a minute and a half to answer any questions. Does anybody have any questions about our workshop today? And also Hannah is asking if there are any other topics that you would like to learn. Please feel free to suggest them so we can schedule more workshops for you and free classes. All right, so anybody else who would like to share any thoughts, any takeaways or questions about today's webinar? All right. Okay, I really appreciate your presence today, you guys, and I hope that I can see you in our e-English classrooms as well. For other upcoming webinars, you can check the topics on our website and on our Facebook page. We're going to schedule, we have a series actually of workshops and free classes scheduled for September. So I invite you all to come and join us. All right, so if that is all, no other questions, thank you very much for coming, everyone. This concludes our workshop for today. Thank you for participating. Thank you, Shohel. Thank you, Vina. Thank you, Tabir. And for the others who are probably shy, that's okay. Keep practicing, keep writing. And if you want to send your writing to us, go ahead, feel free and check it for you. Thank you so much, everyone.